Let me ask you this. Have you been surprised that in the negotiations between the unions and the city and the county that the public employee unions have been far more reticent about cutting back on hours and benefits than letting people go? I for some reason I just thought it was amazing that they would allow layoffs before they would encourage a shared sacrifice amongst all the brothers and sisters in the union.
It was incredibly surprising, and it seems almost daily a new story comes out with a new union cutting a similar deal. It seems as though the stated purpose is to protect all of their members, but I guess it turns out that they're only there to protect the most senior members.
Well, and if indeed, and of course this is where city administration and elected officials kind of come under scrutiny. If indeed every one of those people is truly a needed employee, then I can understand the hard negotiating and bargaining position on the part of city management or elected officials. Look, we need every one of those people that you're forcing us to lay off. But it seems that the light's being shined on the other side too, and maybe indeed a lot of those people that have been laid off truly weren't needed in the first place. Maybe they were fluff, and now we're just finding out that could be the case too.
I think that's entirely the case. Inefficiency, you touched on it before the break. Inefficiency happens even in the private sector, and downturns like this force a company to refocus and re-examine their priorities and try to come up with new and innovative ways to perform the same service. Government never really seems to have that fiscal gun to its head. They always look at raising taxes or moving things around and keeping everything exactly as is. And so it's been interesting to watch government respond to this fiscal crisis and the unions respond in turn.
Hey, McKay, a question real quick. I'm going to let you repeat the name of the organization you're the executive director of.
Thank you.
And also if you got a website, how people can get in touch with you. This is shameless self-promotion time, my friend. I know you're a modest man, but grab the megaphone and go for it.
Our organization is the Alliance to Protect Nevada Jobs. We're a coalition of businesses and business organizations here in Nevada, looking to stand up for small businesses who otherwise can't stand up for themselves. You can visit us online or on Facebook. We're very tech savvy. Okay. It's alliancefornvjobs.com.
Good job. Couldn't have said it better myself. McKay Daniels, thanks for calling in this morning.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, my friend. Give us a call here on Steve Wark in the Morning, just like McKay did. And he managed to get on the phone and give us a buzz and remember the phone number, 866-6700, even though it's, for the life of me, Richard Dean, for the life of me, I can't keep remembering the name of the important organization that he's the executive director of. I know what they do. I know where they are. I've got a brain block. I guess I could qualify for some kind of public assistance or something, or public employment. But, he hit on, once again, the salient points. The fact that at one time unions did accomplish leveling a playing field. And then, like every other organization, special interest group, they started figuring out ways to make the playing field in their favor, which in the private sector, that's okay. If products are too high or services are too high from a unionized company and a non-unionized company out there can offer similar services and products at a cheaper price because they don't have heavy union contracts, i.e. some automobiles, then you know what? Guys like you and I can go out and we can take advantage of that. I mean, it's a decision that the company, the owners of the company, the stockholders and the management made in negotiating contracts with their unions, and that's fine. That's the private sector where there are choices. But once there was unionization of the public sector, where there is no choice, we can't go to another public sector in order to get the good services and products that our tax dollars pay for. Then we're stuck. and then the unions literally have us over the barrelhead because if it's still about creating an uneven playing field or doing things or negotiating contracts to the benefit of their employees. And after all, that's what they're paid to do, is to get the benefits of their employees. We expect the braking system to be on the other side with our elected officials. Well, then, hey, they cease being a valuable member of evening the playing field, and they become like, everybody else, every other lobbying outfit out there for the most part, just trying to twist the playing field in their favor.
Well, and I'm not an expert like McKay, but am I crazy, or is there a time in our recent history where unions switched from acting as an advocate for the workers to having an incredibly adversarial role with the companies? Look at the automotive industry. What good does it do the union to harm the business so badly by negotiating some ridiculous contracts? And I'm not going to name specifics; it would take too long. When that weakens the very business that employs those people. How, you mentioned about layoffs versus cutting costs. A lot of that, of course, is fuzzy accounting. Southern California, again, they had threatened to lay off a number of people, and it sort of became political fodder in the media and stuff. And a few groups like McKay's stepped up to bat and said, "I want the names of the people you're going to lay off," because they astutely realized that these were, in a great many cases, it was, we're not going to hire new people. So they really weren't layoffs. They weren't people who were going
right. They're just going to leave openings unfilled.
Right, and then they would shift people to consulting roles at a higher cost, by the way, to the taxpayer.
I know.
And it was this very bizarre accounting that they do. And so, a lot of times they opt for that because it gives them more flexibility to basically do what they do, which is.
But once again, that's a lack of transparency and accountability from people who should give us the optimum of both, because they're using our money to create and pay those employees.